and Lulu had said how lucky I was, getting to go to the Virgin Islands in December when every other New Yorker would be, to quote her directly, freezing their butts off. If only she knew the truth. I was freezing my butt off. Literally. I don't know what she said, I heard Brandon telling Andre. Never mind. Just shoot, Francesco, Andre said to the photographer. Nikki, we're shooting again. I couldn't tell what was happening because the boat was behind me, but flashes started going off. I strained my neck, looking up the side of the cliff, trying to stay in my part. I tried not to think about the fact that I was in a way too skimpy white bikini. Instead, I pictured myself in body armor. I wasn't me, Watts, at all. I was Lenneth Valkyrie, recruiting souls of fallen warriors and leading them to Valhalla. I could do it. I could do anything. Except that it wasn't Valhalla at the top of the cliff, just a road that tourists took on their way to the airport, with some scrubby weeds growing along it. And I had no body armor. It made no sense, really, that a trained assassin, which is what I was apparently supposed to be, would climb a cliff barefoot in a bikini without even a pocket where she'd be able to keep a cell phone. Except possibly in her knife holder. Maybe that's why I was holding the knife in my mouth instead of where it would make sense, in the holder. But then I'd noticed that role-playing game designers, or art directors, never considered practicality when outfitting their characters and models. You know what else would have made sense? Photographing me in a nice warm studio back in New York, and then computer imposing the image of the cliff and the waves and the moonlight around me. But Francesco wanted to inject realism into his shots. That's why Stark hired him. Only the best for Stark Enterprises. The sharks that were swarming below me, waiting to eat me when I fell off the stupid cliff face, were super realistic. You're doing great, Nikki, Francesco called, clicking away. I can really see the grim determination on your face. I vowed that when I got off this cliff, I was going to take the knife and plunge it into one of Francesco's eyeballs. Except that the knife blade was made of plastic. But I bet it'd still do the job just fine. The sheer desperation of a girl reduced by circumstances to her most fundamental self, Francesco went on, as she struggles for survival in a world where everyone and everything seems to be pitted against her. The funny thing was, Francesco had basically just described my daily existence. I think she's supposed to be happy, actually, Andre said, sounding concerned, because she knows she's wearing Stark brand deodorant, and that gives girls the confidence they need to get the job done. Oh. So this was a deodorant ad. Happy, Nikki, Andre called. Be happy. We're in the islands. You should be having a good time with this. I knew Andre was right. I should have been having a good time with this. What did I have to be so unhappy about, anyway? I had everything a girl my age could want. I had a great career as the face of Stark Enterprises, for which I was more than well compensated. I had my own 2-bedroom loft in a landmark building in downtown Manhattan, which I shared with the most adorable miniature poodle in the history of time, plus a hilarious, though I'm not sure she meant to be, celebutante roommate who routinely got us into all the best party spots in town. I was rich. I had a designer wardrobe in my overstuffed closets and frette sheets on my king-sized bed, an ensuite master bath with a jacuzzi tub, a gourmet chef's kitchen with black granite counters and all sub-zero appliances, and a full-time housekeeper/masseuse who also, I recently discovered, knew how to give almost painless waxes. I was even still doing pretty well in school, despite the late nights and oh-so-painful early mornings, thanks to that celebutante roommate. And, okay, my straight-A average was pretty much shot due to the fact that my employer kept ripping me out of class to send me to some tropical island to wave my butt over a bunch of sharks so he could have my picture taken in the dark. But if I spent every spare minute of my time studying,